Gentlemen, welcome back to the Life is Weird podcast, Boca Raton edition. I'm humbled and I'm honored to have my three esteemed and highly regarded guests. These individuals, it speaks for itself the kind of men that they are, and not only that, but they are gentlemen, stand-up class act guys, visionaries. I could go on and on, but allow me to turn it over to them to do the honors and introduce themselves.
Hey guys, I'm Vito, also known as David on my government documents, but a lot of people call me Vito. That's what I go by. I am basically a student in my fourth year. I'm a master's student right now, so did 3 years of undergraduate. And fashion enthusiast, stylist, part-time model, and just a lover of life, man.
Versatile, very versatile. And thank you for sharing. Like, I really appreciate the energy and you coming on here today, Vito. I really appreciate you. Now to the man to your right.
I'm Maxwell Post. I'm a graduate student here at Lynn. I'm actually dual master, so I'm knocking out my second master's right now. This is going to be my 4th degree.
Wow.
Crazy. Life's taken me this way. I don't even never thought
Life is weird.
I never thought I would make it this far in education, but who knew? I will say I'm a creative technologist. Creative engineer. I work with oil paints. I work with animation. I work with drawing, mixed media, all of these different things.
Outstanding. That's tremendous.
Yeah, just a bunch of different stuff. But
That's lovely. And last but not very least.
My name is Andy, a student as well at Lynn University. I like a variety of different things. I love fashion. I love all forms of creativity. I love kind of just being in a space with a bunch of people that are driven, people that have goals, that are like-minded. I have a clothing brand. I aspire to be big, so of course, things like that start now. So
Of course. It's a foundation, it's a framework.
I'm just excited for the next steps, graduating, just brands, all of that stuff. So, yeah.
Wonderful. And I'm gonna dive right into it. Like, you guys, I see a common thread already. You guys each bring so much versatility, and you guys have so many different things in your repertoire. And I don't want to say things like loosely. There's so much passion and intention with your passion. So how did you guys all meet? I know that might be a loaded question, but
You know what? Well, me and Andy, we met. I remember I came. So when I joined Lynn, it was January of 22. So it was already spring semester. So I came in right in the midst of things. People already started in the fall and everything like that. But I had this one friend. His name was Mikkel. And I remember.
shout out Mikkel.
Shout out to Mikkel. Wherever you are, man. Keep doing your thing. I was outside my dorm, Trinity. For those of you who know Trinity.
Oh, the ends. the ends.
Ends. And then Mikkel, I remember Mikkel being like, because Andy was walking by with Lily, I think. And Mikkel was like, yo, this guy's from Rwanda. I said, what? Yeah, he's from Rwanda. I said, okay, say less. Automatically, I heard Rwanda. I knew this has to be my broski. Automatic.
Most definitely.
And then from there, Lynn is a small school. You see people. You go to the caf, you see people, you keep seeing the same faces. So I think we just became familiar, and then the energies aligned, and we became boys.
Wow. So you guys just naturally gravitated to each other.
Exactly,
It's crazy. Like, that's a common thread in college. Like, a friend knows a friend, and somehow you guys manifest and materialize. Like, such a great friendship.
Same thing with Max, too. I met Max through Panache.
Shout out Panache. Yo, shout out Panache.
Yeah, shout out Panache.
Most definitely.
Panache, I was with him one afternoon, and then he's like, bro, he was telling me about this friend of his called Max that he met over the summer. I guess they worked together or something like that. He was like, yeah, bro, you got to meet this friend of mine, bro, super cool guy. We became tight in the summer, working Pine Tree. Shout out Pine Tree.
Yeah, shout out Pine Tree.
Pine Tree.
And then, bro, met Max. real steezy, cool guy. You know, he looked like he used to dress like a surfer back then. So I was like, bro, who's this guy, right? And then, you know,
We're going to cut to a picture of Panache's. Say no, we're not going to do him like that.
But yeah, met Max. Max was super cool from the get-go, you know, very, just being a good guy, you know, he would take us places and stuff like that. And then I think the energies, bro, what I'm trying to say, the energies just align perfectly, bro.
You attract what you are.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
In a sense, yeah. Like, you're a reflection of me.
Exactly.
Max is a reflection of you.
Of course.
You're a reflection of Max.
Exactly.
You're a reflection of Andy. Andy's a reflection of you.
Everything on the inside is a reflection of the outside.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. You're beautiful on the inside. You attract beautiful people within your life.
Simply.
Boom. That's outstanding. Yo, thank you for sharing. That was super profound. And I feel like what you showcased there was the element of going into college open-minded, not being closed-minded to the opportunities, the people that you will meet, because there's certain scenarios that unravel not only who you are, but there's people that teach you who you truly are. And I think that's amazing. Just all that. Wow. So without neglecting the other people in the room, Max, I would love to hear your perspective.
I was dressed like a beach bum when I first met V. I think you would probably remember that.
Sir.
I was definitely a beach bum back in the day. And I can thank Panache for introducing me to both of these guys right here. And I would not be friends without.
So the attire kind of like revolutionized when you met these fellas.
I would say so, definitely.
Okay,
I mean,
copy.
I definitely had like personal style, but like it definitely was tweaked. Like the whole thing of like you never wear shorts.
I just think that
shorts. Don't wear shorts. I
think that sometimes you gotta like you kind of just have to expose yourself to like a new environment or like around new people, and like without anybody directly telling you anything, I think naturally you start to like develop into like a new sense of like style, a new sense of fashion. I think that's what kind of
seeing other people how they carry themselves allows you to carry yourself in a higher light.
Authenticity, it's contagious.
Most definitely.
Yes.
And that's infectious. That's wonderful. Wow. So
Yeah.
how did you meet Andy?
Same, literally through P. Like we went to
Yo, P, you
Yeah,
the
so,
glue.
Bro, P just be connecting everybody with
The
everybody.
dots.
But like I know, but so like
that. Yeah, I mean, Andy, you know this story. Like,
yeah. I mean, it's not really much of a story, but like I will say though, like sometimes when you start new friendships, like you begin to see like value in somebody. And I saw value in him like to begin with, like off rip. So
Value.
Panache's like, yo, Andy, we're about to go to Miami. I'm with Vito. No, I'm gonna be with Vito, and then it's gonna be Max. I'm like, yo, like who the hell's Max? You know what I mean? Like it's, and mind you, like I love meeting new people, but I love meeting new people organically. Like you'll see, like I'm low key like a social butterfly. So every time I see somebody new, whatever, like I introduce myself, communicate.
Extroverted type.
Exactly. But at the same time, I'm also someone that like, if I'm about to be hanging out with
You're
my
a chill
boys,
guy. You got
going
like
out-
a calm demeanor.
Exactly. Like going all the way to Miami, I'm like, man, I don't want to be around somebody that's annoying. Like I don't know who they are, whatever. I meet this guy. We have a good time in Miami. I mean, it was cool. And then on the way back, he's talking to me about, he's giving me like facts about like what's happening in like Miami and like, yo, do you know like in a few years like it could go underwater and then this and this and that. And I'm like, oh my God, like this dude's like educating me in a whole different way, and like he knows so much that I don't know, and I'm like, oh shoot, like
There's an old terminology that I would like to use that describes Maxwell Post. It is a walking almanac. And what an almanac is, it's just a book that has obscure facts. And that's literally what this man is. He will come out of the woodwork with just the super insightful too. Like, trust me, I've learned more. You will learn more in Max in probably one conversation than you have like scrolling on TikTok or Instagram or wherever you extract like some wisdom from, because man, this guy has a bunch of wisdom. Yeah.
Nah, yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like that's just what kind of you see with friendships, either over time or off rip, like you'll always see, like you'll end up seeing value in somebody, right? And like you'll feel like some kind of like, I don't know, like
I think
some kind of gravity around somebody.
That's the second, and I don't mean to cut you off,
No,
cut
no,
your wisdom.
go on.
But I'll say that's the second time you said value, and I feel like I associate feeling with knowing, because I feel like on the highest level of understanding, you know things for absolute certainty. You have conviction in it, and value is such a core word in this because some people will have friends and they don't see value, and I just want to highlight that because showcasing that when you're talking about friendship, that is like in and of itself just shows the certain level in which you guys all see each other because it's like valuable, like a trophy. You put it on a pedestal and it collects dust, but treasure, it holds value. You put it away. It's not something for show, and I feel like that's what you guys treat each other as, is like it's treasure. It's not a trophy.
And I think that's what aging is about. Aging and maturing is you start to take your friendships a lot more seriously, like when you're young and stuff and you're trying to find yourself and everything, a lot of people have the intuition to understand that maybe I'm not in the right circle, but having the courage to leave that circle because that circle is how form who you are in some sense. You're kind of scared to leave that and outgrow those friends. So you kind of stick with them because you don't know what to
Anything
do.
more.
You don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want them to perceive you different, But as you mature in age,
That's deep.
you start to just have this ability to say no and to fight for what is yours and to curate the spaces that you want to be in as an individual.
To know why is to have power.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's super profound. And
I think we've all built our friendships out of like, how some friends in college, you're like, oh, that's a bar friend, or oh, that's a person I go to the club with, or oh, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Like, it's great to party. Obviously, I like to go to a bar and hang out with the guys, right? But that's not the foundation of our friendship. We built our foundation outside of those spaces. Our foundation is not built into those spaces.
it's not superficiality.
Yeah.
It's
And
not. It's completely
It's substance.
different. Yeah.
Okay.
And by the way, like it is cool to have, friends who you go out with. I think a lost art is delegation of friendships because, the friends that you go out with, are not really your friends. I mean, if you call them when you're in an emergency, are they going to be there for you? Doesn't mean that you have to cut them off. I mean, they're cool. Maybe, they're cool to have fun with, but it's important to know and understand their purpose, because you have your close friends that you can let into your space, you can let into your home, to your house, but there's certain individuals you can't let into that space because, they're probably not good
It's
for you.
not only like counterintuitive to who you are, because I feel like it's in contradiction, and you can't be a hypocrite. Like if you say something, like your word has to be bond.
Yeah.
Like if you say, okay, my relationships are going to be founded on this, and then you go over here and like you don't set boundaries to your environment, that creeps in, which is exactly what you're saying, because it creates this chaos, because insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So if you can't sit there and differentiate your consistency and finding it rooted in good things and be aligned to it, there's going to be like uncertainty. And then that's when you don't really know your own boundaries. And then you can't be loyal to yourself.
At all.
That's tough.
At all.
That's really, I'm so glad like you shed light on that. And I think it's great that each of you like write your own page in that, you guys have taught each other something, a part of that. And it's like, and it's not like you guys had these preconceived notions or ideas. You guys had to figure it out and lean on and understand and lean on experience.
100%, man.
It's trial and error.
It's trial and error.
Wow, that's
Really
terrific. Now, Andy, did you meet V the same way like he had said beforehand? Like, do you remember that? Or what was your distinct memory of meeting V?
Yes, I mean his perspective obviously is like separate from me. So like somebody else like Mikkel told him that there was another one to do. That's him right there. So that's his perspective of coming.
Where are you from?
I'm
For
Kenyan.
you're Kenyan?
Kenyan, which is actually right next to Rwanda. We're neighboring countries. In a
Okay.
sense, yeah.
So
we're probably
that-
brothers for all we know. Who knows?
Okay, wonderful.
Somehow, some way.
I know. But like now, I mean, it was ridiculously organic, honestly, because I feel like I think it was a bunch of people that were hanging out in a room. Shout out Josh Gersh. This is
Gersh.
Josh Gersh's room in Trinity. Yeah. So I pulled up over there, and then I seen Vito, and he dapped me up, chopping it up. I hear an accent. I'm like, dog, where you from? tell me where he's from. We're talking about, like, I'm talking about where I'm from, and then we pretty much just kind of hit it off from there. And I think, I mean, if you were to ask me how do we hit it off, I got no clue, honestly, for you. I got nothing for you. I just think it's just like the energy. Like, I feel like sometimes, even when you can't explain it, it's just the energy. Like, sometimes you just gravitate towards someone, and you guys just kind of bounce off each other, and that's just pretty much how it works, honestly. And then I feel like that's kind of how our relationship established, and obviously, you know, we were able to sustain it all this time.
Yeah, and even in the beginning of the podcast, I was gonna say, like, you guys are an entourage, a clique, but I would never try to define you guys because that would confine you guys, and I don't think that's like something that you guys really operate under as limitation, because what I know you guys for is because you're free to be expressive, and even Max, with you, like, you've taught me so much on, like, on the point of being who you are unapologetically, to the point where you can't care what others think about you. Because I know, like, in your life, and I won't speak on it because it's your stuff, but you've definitely faced a lot of trials and tribulations that have shaped you into the man you are and cultivated your essence in who you are. And I think it's, like, really honorable and admirable.
I mean, just to touch back on, like, how I met these guys and why I fuck with these guys so much, right?
Yeah.
Like, why I mess with, like, this group and how we all get along. Like, I think the foundation of, like, my methodology and how I meet people and, like, going through what I've gone through to be the person I am today, I honestly think, well, I was thinking about it, like, before the podcast, and I was thinking about everything, and I was like, the first time I met Panache, it was Pine Tree, and he said, I was playing a song, and it was like Afrobeat song. I was playing it for the kids because, like, it's summer camp. And he commented on it. He's like, "Have you heard this song?" And then we kept bickering back and forth about different songs. And it's the same with these guys. The amount of music that we share and show each other through time, I think, is the foundation of, like, why we become such good friends. The sharing of art, you know, like, we're moving back and forth, bouncing ideas, art, music, culture, fashion, design, all of these things. We are just constantly feathering them back and forth. And I think that I call it a hive mindset. I think I've built that hive mindset through time. I honestly think, like, my life experience coming from, you know, having my degree, I have a degree from Northwest Florida State College, a second degree from Florida Atlantic, and then now the dual masters here. And
highly decorated resume.
And so
A real general.
Trying.
Really
Trying.
general.
Really nice.
I will say out of all of those experiences and ending up here at this school with such diversity and such mindset, the diversity of mindset so strong, I will say I've never encountered a school or even in high school that has the diverse mindset. Where, like, you can bounce music off of each other from different cultures, different, you know, mindsets.
That's lovely. That's lovely. Thank you so much for that, because I didn't even know that. And I think that's what a lot of friends don't take the time to take the introspective dive in retrospect and look in hindsight and that bird's eye view, see what it is that was the foundation that really grew, you know, your friendship. And I think music is a fantastic, brilliant thing that everyone can find love in, you know, just love in music. And what you said was art. And you guys are all artists in your own right. Am I correct?
100%.
Yeah.
Because you guys are creative in your own respects. But before we dive into that, I kind of wanted to, like, segue into, like, do you guys remember how you met me? Do you recall?
I have a feeling, like, was it in the cafeteria?
Of course it was. It was outside the cafeteria,
It was
actually.
the caf.
Yes.
And we were, you know, with the posse.
You was with your whole,
Yeah.
you clicked up,
Yeah.
had everyone there.
Had a
And it was the same time I met Andy too. But I met Max separate to you. I met you, P, and Andy simultaneously. I was walking out of the caf. I was just vibing. You know me. I'm super boisterous, very, very animated person. And for some reason, you and I locked eyes initially, and you just had a smile on your face, like cheesing, like just like a great smile. And of course, when somebody like looks at you and makes eye contact with you and smiles, you just feel welcome. And I was like, yo, what's up, brother? What's poppin'? And you go, oh, word, like, what's up? And we dap up. And then we got to chatting, and then I seen Andy, like, and I was a little hesitant to speak to Andy because Andy was kind of like off to the side, and I was like, yo, what's up? And Andy was like super cool, just mad cordial. And then ever since then, like, it was always love because we had talked about. I remember the first conversation that we talked about because I knew you guys were upperclassmen, and I spoke to you guys about the culture at Lynn. And I'll never forget what you said to me. And I'm paraphrasing here, of course, but you said to me, Lynn is what you make of it. You ask and you shall receive.
One time.
Yeah, like you were like, a lot of people here cultivate bad culture because that is fraught with their identity and it's interlinked. And I was like, whoa, that's game. Like, that's a bar. Like, duly noted, clocked it. And I remember Andy's 10 cents was, like, do you. Like, be true to you. And don't let other people, like, tell you who to be because you're going to live others' dreams, not your own. And I was like, whoa. Like, and then, but unlike how I met you guys, I had multiple interactions with Max, and it was kind of like a building, like it was like Jenga, like I like a block. It was not Jenga, Legos. We do not crash and burn. We build. We thrive. We thrive. We do not survive out here. And Max was like, "Yo, bro, like me and Max automatically, like we knew we were like each other's people just naturally." Max was like, "Yo, we should kick it." Blah, blah, this, that, and the third. I was a bit hesitant at first because honestly, like I let the grapevine, like, you know, people talk, like whatever. Like, I'm not here to discuss that because you're my brother. I can confidently say, like, I have so much love for you and respect and admiration. I could go on and on about you. I appreciate you monumentally. And so, yeah, I remember us talking. I remember the first time I was like, let's chill. Was and it happened really naturally, super organically. You and I had kicked in. I was like, yeah, this guy has a progressive mindset. He, you know, you don't sit in one place. Like sometimes it can be a little bit too much for me because you know your mind is so like expansive. Your mind is very like evolutionary, and you're definitely like Gen Z to the core, and I love that. And I'm an old soul. I feel like I've lived 1,000 lives, and I get the vibe from like you and Andy too. Like you guys are very old soul, like down to earth, but definitely Gen Z in the sense of like you bring your own swagger, your own suave, finesse to things. So, for lack of better words, but yeah, that's how I met you guys. So yeah, we got that out the way. To my first question, like I know we've covered a lot, even already in the midst of it. Like it's flowing, you know, the vibes,
for sure.
you know, feel me. So I'm gonna segue into the first question I would like to ask you guys, and that's like, what brought you to Lynn?
Wow, man.
Like that, I know that's a loaded question, and there's a lot of like aspects to that, but like it in a summary, how could you say like your path led you here?
Yeah, so long story short, the moment I came for my visit at Lynn, man, instantly knew this is the place I want to be. This is where I want to go to school. You know, this is the surrounding I want to be in. This is everything about Lynn just made sense for me. But to take you just a bit further back, I mean, I was a competitive golfer in high school, so I came here to play golf, you know, at Lynn, and then this was pre-COVID when I came for my visit. Long story short, 2020 happens, COVID comes around. I have to demote my offer because, you know, just things are not making sense, even for my parents. They were like...
There was a lot of uncertainty.
So they were like, you know what, come back home and try find a country or a place closer to home where you can go to school. And so I ended up doing 1 year in the UK, but I didn't really like it. And I said, you know what, Lynn is where my heart is. So I reapplied to Lynn in the summer of 22.
You wasn't messing with the Mandem over there?
I wasn't messing with the Mandem. The Mandem were cool, but man's was not having it, bro.
Yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? So I reapplied August 2022. No, I lie. August 2021 to enroll in January 22.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what ended up bringing me here in the spring of 22. And bro, honestly, it was the energy and the vibe surrounding the school. You know, I liked how small it was. I liked the community aspect. I liked the classroom size. I liked the fact that you belong. You're not just a number.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these schools,
You stand out. You're distinct.
distinct. And already coming from a small school of less than 100 kids, it just made perfect sense. Like
Mm.
the culture shock was not crazy.
Okay.
So yeah.
Wow. Thank you. That's an inspiring story. And one more like follow up question, just for me, like just for the younger, like, because you are an upperclassman, and I definitely love to extract wisdom from people that have the greatest experience of all, and that's life. And especially like you've crawled so I could walk, you know, like, and I'd love to like just understand this and unpack this. So what would you say is the one thing that Lynn put in perspective for you that you otherwise didn't know? Like, you from a freshman onto where you are now, a grad student.
Life is what you make it.
Mm.
Like, you have the power to curate. Almost going back to what I told you when we first met. Oh, you have the power to curate the life you want to live and the people you want to be around. You know? Because I could have very easily been hanging out with a different bunch, and I could be in a different place right now. You know.
But your choice is shaped that.
But my choice is shaped, you know, where I'm at right now with
That's
these beautiful people, people
Praise
right next
God.
to me. So, life is what you make it. You have the power to curate the life you want to live and the people that you want to keep around you, because, you know, birds of a feather.
Yes.
You know the rest.
Copy.
So if you surround yourself with a certain type of people, then 9 times out of 10, you will end up becoming like that. So just be
You think
cautious.
you're stronger than your environment? You're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so.
That's outstanding. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that's really insightful. And I think and it's impactful for me, because even Lynn, the demographic and the culture has changed for sure. And change is the one constant in life. Like you can chop up life in so many different ways, but you're on a path, and that course keeps going. It keeps evolving, and there's detours, but there's no deviation. Your path is set in stone, and once you evolve, you grow, and when you grow, you become. And that's what you're saying. Like, you have the power to create your desired reality, your dream reality. If you can conceive it and believe it, you can have it. So thank you so much for those insightful words. Now, Max, you've had a wild ride, like a roller coaster to say the very least. Like, you have, but you're a scholar, like genuinely, like you're an academic. So walk us through what brought you to Lynn.
So, okay. Dual enrollment. I'm just going to start like with the flat lines. So went dual enrollment, graduated with my AA in high school. Went to FAU. I lived in Miami Beach for 1 year during COVID with one of my best friends. Then we moved to Boca. I went to FAU for 2 years, graduated with my BA in studio arts and graphic design. So that was my undergrad. And I was, talking, dating, etc. I had a partner. Lived with that person, with my best friend. We lived, all three of us, together she ended up moving out, but me and my partner lived together for like 3.5 years, almost 4 years.
Wow.
And then things kind of just went south, not the right way. And, I had seen the education that he had gotten. I had seen that education firsthand through being around him. And I was never actually exposed to the community at Lynn. I was never brought here, never shown the school ever. I was not.
So he attended Lynn University.
Yes, but he had never brought me here. I was never like one-on-one. I only saw through the coursework that he was doing, like the engagement. Was
it intriguing?
I mean, yeah, it wasn't my degree. It's not what I cared about. I actually went to FAU to pursue education. I was actually going to become a high school educator. I worked as a high school educator, as a TA for 2 years, and I was working in high school education.
Shout out all the teachers in high schools. You guys have changed my lives, like seriously, like, and you guys do God's work.
I mean, I worked
nitty gritty, yeah.
Alongside Miss Faith Sagonic back in high school. She worked for Coca-Cola for 30 years. And one of her pieces of advice before I moved to South Florida ever, if I could interject this into the podcast, was,
of course,
her one piece of advice, because I told her I was going to move to South Florida, was South Florida and Miami. And I hold on to this piece of advice because it makes a lot of sense in two different ways. It's where lost people get lost, right? And so it could mean it in a way where
That's a double entendre. That
it's
like,
crazy. It's a
that
crazy
has a
statement.
lot of meaning.
That one can go over you.
Your head,
'Cause
for sure.
She meant it in a way where like some people that are lost are extremely successful. Like think about like the Lost Boys in Neverland, right? They're they're in the happiest place that they could ever be because they're lost, right?
Yo, Peter Pan, actually, they use that to cultivate like male archetypes.
But think about that, right? You're right.
No, and we all experience it. I mean, most of the people that we all have been to Lynn, and I'm sure, Andy, you can attest to it too. Like, there's people that are still not here. They phased out. They have not. They've not stood to tell the tale. Like they committed
They're
to
lost.
something, and they're not finishing it, and they're lost.
That's just how it is. I agree. I think that's
100%.
well, some people,
Well said.
and to some point she's right, but also I feel like she also is right in a way where she had some close friends that she wanted to get lost, and so they got lost and they're down here. So it's like a mix of there's some really good people here and there's some not so good people here.
Yeah.
And that's just part of living in the Tri-County.
Wonderful.
And so I think at the end of the day,
Living in South Florida is something.
it's
Oh yeah.
It is something. I mean, I have seen things that my mother and father, when I like express it to them, they're like, they give me the most deranged look. They're like, what kind of chaotic madness are you in the midst of? And I'm like, Mom, trust me, like you raised me right. Like I got the discernment to know what is good and what is bad, what to invest my time in. So thank you for saying that. Like that's facts.
So yeah, it's ended up coming here to Lynn because I decided in the going to FAU, I was like, I want to go into college education. I want to be a professor because I wanted to work in education, but I did not want to. I did not want to. The limitations of like the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida's legislative system. That system right now is just so broken, and the standardization across the line is so strict that it's like the freedom of thought is very restricted in the state education system. Like you have to go to private education in order to get a good education, or you have to go to charter education.
Can you elaborate on that for those that might not like understand what that is?
Yeah, so in the Florida education system, this was back during, what was it, the 2020 election. Prior to that, I'm pretty sure, right when I was like changing my degree, they signed the Don't Say Gay bill, which is a bill where you're not allowed to talk about, if I was like to have a partner, I would not even be able to say if it's a husband or wife. Not allowed to bring that into the classroom.
You wouldn't be able to
capacity
disclose like,
at all.
Okay.
They're not even allowed to talk about it. And I understand like some teachers can get away with like insinuating certain things. And I understand the education system could be manipulated and can manipulate students in some capacity. But out of the goodness of my heart, I saw that as like, when you're a teacher, you're bringing the value of yourself to the classroom. You're bringing like yourself. Like I'm bringing my parents, I'm bringing my grandparents, I'm bringing everything I was taught in my life from the person
You're
I
bringing
love.
your heritage.
Everything. And if I'm not even able to talk about the person I love, let's say it was a full-on husband or a full-on wife, if I'm not able to bring that to the classroom and I'm learning from them, their perspective is, infiltrating my life.
Wow.
Why would I want to work in an education system that restricts that? Like
There's
no point.
That is profound. Thank you. Wow. I think we can all learn from that in and of itself, because you weren't willing to falsify yourself for it wasn't even self-imposed. It was society that told you, you had to confine to and conform to the ideology of what they proposed was quote unquote right, and a certain quota and a standard. But I love that you stood strong in who you are, and but honestly, rejection's redirection.
I mean,
because where are you now?
The whole goal was for teachers like me to not join the education system because of that. But see, my thought process is completely different. It's like, I'm going to pursue becoming a professor because I feel like I do better good being myself in the college setting, have more resources, have better, intellectual conversation.
Wow.
Past that. So that's mainly why
I'm seeing this come full circle. So that So, and then expand upon what is going on right now.
Yeah, so
You
now,
got to Lynn.
dual masters, and the reason one of my Joseph Velasquez, shout out Joseph Velasquez, he's the head printmaker at FAU, so he's a very good, cool colleague of mine and peer.
2 minutes down the road.
Literally, such a
2
cool
minutes
guy.
down the road.
He was like, Lynn's got a 1-year master's, knock it out, become a professor, we're here for you. And I was like, I could either do 3 years at FAU, or I could take a little bit more student loans out and go to Lynn, do it in 1 year. And it's only 1 year. So
And did you do it?
I chose that path. And that's what took me here.
Wow.
The 1-year master's was what took me here. It's either doing 3 years at FAU or FIU.
And you walked the stage.
And I did it. I did it in a year.
You did it. That's phenomenal. And it's bigger than you. Like you have a why. And that's a big thing of what I also want to like get into is why you guys do the things you do. But Max, I think that was perfectly illustrated in your explanation. And thanks again so much for being vulnerable and also sharing like what cultivated your essence and who you are, because those things some things are meant to break you but make you. And if you allow adversity to deter you from that, it's not really your ally. But you can alchemize that, turn lead into gold. Like not every bad situation is unwarranted opposition. I mean, even look at the Bible. Like David was one of the greatest kings to ever walk. Whether you believe in the Bible or not, David was a real king. And you know what? God didn't give David the king the crown and the kingdom to David and the title king to David. He sent Goliath. He sent opposition. And that's what our lives tend to take these turns where we face opposition, but it's really an opportunity and a lesson and a blessing. And so, yeah, so thank you so much. Now, Andy, what path, what journey brought you here to Lynn University?
So first I went to a vocational high school. I will say the education, the education system didn't. I wasn't the best within the education system. Not a lot of faith in myself as a student, so I kind of just had to instill that faith in myself. It didn't work out the way that I wanted it to in my high school, so I decided to go to a private school. That private school definitely changed my life, made like the most valuable connections ever. Was able to be around faculty members that actually believed in me, and I think in turn that I wasn't the greatest student, but I will say in terms of success in my book, right, academically, like I reached that with the help of not just faculty members but the peers around me, and that definitely changed my life. And in fact, one of the faculty members, one of the people that kind of helps you with the whole entire transitioning process from high school to college.
Mm-hmm.
So she brought up the idea of Lynn University. I'm like, okay, cool. Where's Lynn University at? She's like, oh, you're in South Florida. I'm like looking at it. I'm like,
Quite
dang,
enticing.
I'm like, damn. Like I've never been to Florida before. We're in South Florida, Boca Raton. I'm like, dang, that sounds nice. So I go after that meeting. I go look up Boca Raton. I'm like, shoot, like 45 minutes away from Miami. Sign me up, bet. I ain't care about nothing else. I'm like, all right, cool, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? So obviously,
No ifs, ands, buts about it.
The thing was, going to private school, like I gained a sense of independency in a way, and I kind of got comfortable away from home. So I was just like, you know what, like I think it was just a test to myself, I guess, just to see like how I'd feel, right? If I like see if I can even get the groove of things, being all the way in Florida, away from home. Came down here for the first time. I never came to visit, never came to nothing. I just came in.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's inspiring. So you took a leap of faith.
But I pulled it up to, you said what?
You took a leap of faith.
I did take a leap of faith for sure. But I think I'm really happy with the decision that I made. Because like I said before, I got these brilliant people next to me. I'm here doing a podcast with you. If I wasn't in a position to make a decision like that, You know what I mean? Like I feel like I wouldn't be here today.
I agree
in
with
terms
that.
of
Like
for sure.
if you are able to like you've just got to take the leap.
Gotta
If you're
take
not
risk
willing,
takers.
yeah,
you
man,
have to
without
be-
risk, you're
have to
not
be-
going nowhere. So you kind of like you have to.
And
take
there's no
risks.
such thing as a calculated risk. I'm sick of like people telling me calculate your risk. No, if you're bold and daring, you do it. And Andy, you
Exactly.
didn't even visit. Like, and for those of you that are watching right now at home, and you might be a high school senior and you're kind of hesitant, I just want you to know, like, there's a divine pattern in your life, and God's grace, like, He does like grace you with wonderful things within your life, but it's having faith, and that's that confidence and conviction. And Andy, like you said,
100%.
high school was a huge building block to cultivate, that faith and inner guidance within yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there was just a bunch of block roads, and I feel like with I feel like just coming, just like sliding to Florida, like to me it was scary at first. You know what I mean? I don't know nobody. I'm not around people that I know, but I do know that I felt that feeling before, right? Which was going to private school and being around a bunch of people that I don't know. So I'm just like, man, it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna go into a new school, meet new people that I really don't know. For me, back then, I mean, still to this day, I was 100% a visionary, and I was the kind of person that I wanted to expand my network, right?
Your network is your net worth.
100%. And I realized I'm like, shoot, like if I can definitely connect with a lot more people in Florida, now I have connections in Mass, in like Boston, Massachusetts. I have connections.
Shout out
in,
East Coast.
Shout out Rwanda, Kigali, Africa.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And so making connections over there and coming down here, and then also getting connected and also getting connected with a lot of people over here. And I still didn't know what I wanted to do. Still to this day, like, I mean, now I kind of have an understanding of what I want to do, but back then I didn't, right? But I knew it was gonna be valuable, right, when I came down here, and I'm really happy that I made that decision. I mean, regards to Miami, I remember, when we were all talking and like how fast like the life is kind of down here, and you could really get sucked into it. And I think for the majority, I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but a lot of people can easily get sucked into that. And I mean, I most definitely was.
I've seen young kings fall.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it happen to the worst. Like, and I pray for them daily. Like, there's people my freshman year that I hold very dearly to me and had such great friendships, and we forged bonds and connections, and they got lost in the sauce. They got lost up in it. And so, yeah, that's very prevalent here.
I mean, I'm actually happy that I got lost in the sauce, honestly. Like, I'm genuinely happy that I did, because I feel like the amount of lessons that I learned.
Oh, trust me too. And I thank you. Yeah,
because like getting
me
lost
too.
in the sauce here is not getting lost in the sauce. Like, you can name other places, but like getting lost in the sauce here is like
You learn a lesson.
It's crazy.
You
like
learn
getting
a
lost in
lesson.
and like the thing is, you don't even realize you're in the sauce.
Facts.
Sometimes you don't realize it until it's too late, right? Luckily for me, like, it wasn't too late. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like now I kind of had that discernment. I kind of have that knowledge. It's easy to create that balance, right? And it just comes, and it just, it's through like experience. Right?
Wisdom is only drawn from experience, from living.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
You can't
for
really
sure.
extract wisdom. You can read it in books, I mean, and you can try to compartmentalize and rationalize whatever it is, but until you're in the midst of, I said this the other day, but Martin Luther King has one of the best quotes ever. It's not who you are in comfort and convenience. It's who you are in conflict and controversy. That's what determines a man. And that's very true. I hold that to be 100% truth in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, not
no.
for sure.
One thing I wanted to add to Andy was that the same teacher that told me, like, getting the Lost Miami quote right,
Yes.
that same teacher told me before I left, she said, and I had thought of this while he was speaking, you have to be as ambitious as possible, as young as you can be. And that
Humble
has
and
guided
hungry.
me. You have to. If you aren't taking a gamble,
But even if you don't know, like, at all, like what it is that you want, it's like you still You know what I mean? I feel like these are just like, and even if it doesn't go your way, I'm telling you, still, it's still a win. You know what I mean? Because like
blessings in disguise.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Think about when you came to my hometown this past week. Maya and Halen literally said they're gonna
Shout out Maya and Halen.
Shout out Maya and Halen. They said we're gonna pick up. We're gonna move to New York in less than 6 months. And Halen broke off an engagement that was supposed to happen in November, and she decided she's
That's
gonna
deep.
change her whole life, just because she felt too much in the norm.
Life is weird, man. It
Yeah.
takes uncertain turns.
Actually, one thing I want to do though, for sure, I forgot to do this. I want to shout out my guidance counselor in high school, like my first high school that I went to, because I feel like that is because before, like, I didn't really know necessarily whether like I was 100% I really wanted to go to college or not. All I know is that I wanted to be an entrepreneur and a businessman. And the moment that I did want to go to college is because when I had a meeting with my guidance counselor, I brought up the idea. Not that I wanted to, but I brought up the idea of going to college, right? Man, like UMass Amherst kind of sounds cool. UMass or like Boston College, like whatever. And she's like, no. I'm like, no, honey, like you should just slow it down. Like, we don't know if that's going to be like 100% a possibility yet. You should just, and like she 100% doubted me. Like she didn't even think I was going to even make it to college. I'm here. So like, appreciate you. Thank you.
Wow,
like that's a like
Inspirational.
100% because now like, when I'm in that meeting and she's like, yo, it's in Boca Raton, Florida. I feel like that was like a driving force for me. I'm like, yeah, like you said I wasn't even going to make it. Like I'm about to go all the way to Florida. I mean, it wasn't no Harvard. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm here. You see what I'm saying? It's like, and I feel like sometimes like sometimes you need that, and like you should be able to take things personal. Like you should take things personal.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Like,
it is personal.
And like do it. I feel like that's just what it is for me. But that's pretty much my journey to Lynn University in South Florida.
I love that, Andy, and you are a special person because, there's so many of us that have walked that same path.
Nah, for sure.
And I know we all don't go through the same things or meet the same people, but we feel the same things. And I can say this, and I've touched on it briefly in my podcast, and I've talked about it and when I've gotten interviewed and when I go and I speak at schools, et cetera, et cetera. But I'll say this. The path for me to get to university was absolutely an uphill. I was a climb. And the mountain was me. The mountain was me, and I was going up it. And to touch great heights, you have to be able to, surrender who you once were for who you're going to be. And so even in high school, like I was not an academic. I would skip class. I was a miscreant, a delinquent, menace to society, you name it. Like I was that kid. And it was really surreal for me because I was so talented, and you can become victims of your own talent. And that's the scariest thing. And that has become my passion now here at school. And that's why I switched to communications and media, because I truly believe communication rules the nation. And with everything that is going on nowadays, there's such fast-paced media. We understand things in so many different lights, but to shed light in midst of darkness, and darkness not overcome it, that's eternal. And I know that was kind of like poetic in a sense, but what I mean by that is when you shine, you unapologetically invite others to do the same, and that's finding your inner compass. All these men have been led by their intuition, by their trust, by their faith, and those are intangibles. Those were gifts that were freely given, and the world did not supply those. The world did not supply, and sometimes you have to turn away from the world and cultivate your world. I mean, there's 8 billion people in the world, maybe 7. I don't know. Fact check me, whatever. But there is 8 billion different worlds, But we live on.
One thing I want to add.
Yeah.
I was talking to Panache about this earlier, and I wanted to hear y'all's take, because I think you probably feel the same. I think what our group and like the reason we all have become friends, even you, Justin, we all are a main character.
Oh, thank you, Max. I appreciate it.
We're all our main character in our own world. Like that's what makes our
don't become a side character in someone else's movie.
Some people
don't do that.
I've seen that more than ever here in South Florida, where people would just be
take a back
characters.
seat.
Yes, because it's easy. It's easier to be lazy. It's easier. It's easier for your body, your mind, your physical body to sit by and let it.
It's
take
okay
its
to be
course.
comfortable, but don't be complacent.
Agreed.
You can be content, but you feel me? And yeah, that's wow. Dang, we're dropping bombs. I hope everyone's paying attention. You know, you should get a
Oh,
notebook
God.
out. You should, I mean, the wisdom that V and Max and Andy have brought to the table. I mean, this is why I want to supply you guys with quality, not quantity, because a lot of times people take garbage, you know, and they register it as it's treasure to them, but it really is trash. Like you don't want to take you know, the public portrayal. It's really based on assumptions, and the one thing that these individuals bring to me is value, and value. They are valuable, and they're very intellectually sound, and I really appreciate just like them even coming on here. And that's the reason why I started this podcast, was for this to be an open discussion and for everyone to have a voice and speak who they are. Because V, you had such a great thing that you touched on. And it was about that everyone here at Lynn has a story. You were saying like everybody is there. It's so prominent. Like I want you to know, like if you're at university, I want you to know that it might be big, but you're the biggest part of it. You're the shiniest object in the universe. Nothing else is. You know, you're part of the sun. Like, so yeah. And to finish what I was saying, my thought with you, Andy, I really had a bad go at university, and it was really a tough time. But my family took a gamble on me, and they instilled faith in me. You know, I had teachers tell me, you know, you wouldn't amount to nothing. I had people tell me, like, you can't read, you can't write. Tell me things in place like limitation. But I never, ever listened to them. They might have got me down for a minute, maybe a second, maybe a month. Maybe it was longer than anticipated or expected. And it really hit me because I'm an empath. I'm very empathetic. I feel the energy in the room. And like sometimes that's a problem of mine. I can ascribe others' energy for mine, but it really isn't. It's just like theirs. So I kind of keep my distance, and I've learned that to set boundaries. Like you had said beforehand, like cultivating your environment and having that be a reflection of your desired reality and your highest ideals. Because my definition for success was cultivated from my biggest failures. So I believe that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. If you have a worthy idea and you're progressing toward it, you're already a success. And the investment of your personality. Anybody can take that and apply that to their life in any facet, and it will grow them because it's a growth mindset. Like you said, the hive mind that you guys have cultivated is grow, learn, become. You know, it's body, mind, spirit. Like it's spirit, mind, body. It's you guys are very like
If you
grounded, like
ambition,
grounded in a sense.
it's ambition.
It's literally, yeah, it is.
If I don't think if we see someone
And competitive.
If I were to see you lose your sense of ambition for your
P,
clothing
you are
brand,
mad competitive, by the way.
If I were
Yeah.
to see you lose your ambition for your clothing brand, or you losing ambition towards creating content and fashion and style, that's when we ship up, we shape out. That's when we
You pack it up, you hang it up.
Yeah, like
It's a wrap.
we literally
Never that,
we
man.
make sure that we keep each other in check. You know,
Accountability.
it's all about accountability towards ambition, and like when
Accountability plus.
I will
Oof.
say, some friends, I have seen some friends through time where we maybe don't necessarily give them the time of day that they need to be like, hey, holding them accountable, right? There are some friends we've let slip through the cracks at times. And it's devastating to see what those little slippages, how they can lead to a mudslide down
Yeah.
through time.
But sometimes I feel like it's important to like let people fall. You know what I mean? Like it's important. You know, because I feel like for me it's like
You can't coddle.
it kind of shapes the person that you're going to be. And I feel like even my father, like he prepared me for the world that I'm going to be entering. Like, you know what I mean? Like learning how to ride a bike, he's going to let me fall. And I'm looking at him crying, expecting him to pick me back up. And he's just like this, just watching me.
Hands in his pocket.
And I just get back up, walking away from my bike, get back on the bike. What are you doing? Get back on the bike. All right, cool.
Iron sharpens iron.
I get back on the bike, and that's that's it. So I feel like
You can't call. You're no one's teacher.
yeah.
You're no one's parent.
You know, there's an
So I feel
analogy, like not to cut your wisdom, but
Yeah,
yeah,
on.
go ahead.
No, you're good.
Diamonds have to go through two things. They have to go through the pressure and the fire. So the pressure is going to come, like you said, you're going to fall and that's going to come. But then the fire is like being able to walk in the midst of like you falling, being okay with that and keep it going.
Yeah. I mean, that's just the pressure. You know what I mean? Like the pressure, like the more you keep falling, like I feel like the better in my personal opinion, I can speak for myself in my life. The more I kept falling, like the better I came back, right?
Of course.
And I'm just a diamond in the rough, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Diamond in the rough. Pressure does one of two things. It either busts pipes or makes diamonds.
100%.
You got to be willing to go through the process after that if you're a diamond. Like it's that's all it's about.
Almost definitely.
And I would love to talk about because Max had mentioned it. So I want to talk about like where you guys are now, like projects, things that you are like who are you? We already know who you are, right? But I want you guys to really cultivate like why are you here? Like what are your projects? What are some things that you're doing right now? Yeah, I'll start with you.
Wait, real quick. Can I use the bathroom real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, 100%.
Of course, bro. We accommodate our guests here at the Life of Weird podcast. Don't even trip.
Should we wait for bro or no?
No, let's keep it rolling. Yeah.
Well, you know, for me, this is a very pivotal time in my life. You know, I'm at a crossroads, and it's just one of those real life crisis situations. You know, so there's been a lot of pondering, a lot of solitude that's been taking place. But regarding what I've been working on, and for the most part, what has been keeping me grounded is, content creation. I've always had a passion for fashion. You catch that?
Of course.
Catch that? I always had a passion for fashion, and I always just felt like I was meant to do something with fashion. And I don't know what's gonna come out of what I'm doing right now with the content creation, but I have been making consistently now for maybe 2 months, 2.5 months, consistently uploading videos on Instagram and TikTok and pictures as well, you know, photos, whatever, just of me expressing, my fashion, you know, whether it's outfit of the day, whether it's, you know, different styling advice, etc. So that's been something I've really delved into, and I'm in it for the long run. I'm in it to see where it can take me, and I'm not putting any pressure on myself because it is just something that I kind of do naturally. But I do foresee, God willing, good things will come out of it, you know. And then obviously school is the number one priority. So on the way to finish my master's degree in communication.
Wow,
so,
that's outstanding.
Yeah, that should be in December. And then at the same time, I'm also browsing for job opportunities. So I have something set up for when I do finish in December. Aside from that, I'm also a marketing director at a company that I co-founded with 2 other people. It's called Hardly 4 times on Instagram. Shout out.
Not 3, 4.
4, gotta be 4. Hardly is just a creative label. We make art, we make fashion garments, from hats to clothing. Right now, our biggest cash cow is our hats. We make custom hats. Those are really blowing up in Nairobi, which is the city that I'm from. But we do plan on
Putting on
expanding.
to the city that you're from. That's
Yes,
that's remarkable.
Yes, sir. So we do plan on expanding internationally at some point. That's in our long term, our midterm goals. So
Wow.
that's what I'm working on right now, man.
That's a lot, man. Like, and honestly, like, what is like what is kind of like going on right now, like in terms of like the adversity that you're dealing with? If you don't want to speak on it, that's fine. But like, I think definitely for the viewership, like, what is like going on right now that is like has you in like a place where you have to make a decision?
Well, for those of you who do not know, I'm an international student. So being an international student means that when you're done with school, essentially you have a few choices to make. I'll give you guys two. One of them is, do you stay and work your OPT, or do you go back home and implement what you've gathered in the developed world back to your home country and maybe make something out of that? Do you know what I mean? So for me right now, it's the crossroads is where am I going next in my life? You know, the fairy tale of school and all of this is coming to an end.
Of course.
Fortunately, but also unfortunately. You know,
Yeah, definitely.
Uni is a great time. University is a blessed time with great people and stuff.
Of course.
But real stuff is about to start happening. And so for me, it's the crossroads is, okay, what direction am I going to pivot? Because whatever choice I make is going to be extremely pivotal in the direction of my life.
Wow.
So
Yeah, I know. And there's a lot of people. How old are you?
I'm 22.
You're 22 years old. Yeah, I mean, you're a 22-year-old man, and you've so much to give and so much to offer. And honestly, I can speak for myself. Like, just seeing you in action and seeing you, just the way you carry yourself, like, I'd love to have you in the United States. Like, and whatever your decision is, of course, I'll back it and support it, but we'd love having you in the States. And I know, like, with new legislation and certain things like that, that is like pretty deep and heavy thing. And there's a lot of intricacies at hand there.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it's easy for me to come up on here and say I want you in the States, and I know that there's more to it, and I don't want to be ignorant or blind to the other things. But man, like when I think about the American dream, it's like all the Constitution says, all men have all these inalienable rights, that all men are created equal, and a land that's not divided. So the United States of America, and that's for all people, because united means everyone, and it's not just state and what. When you think about America, I think about the countless of people that have helped cultivate what it is to mean an American and be here, and it's really deep right now what is going on, and especially with international students here at Lynn University. There is a very prominent presence of international students here last year, and it has dwindled, and it's evident, and super unfortunate. I mean, I don't really have a position on it. I just feel as if like that we should all include everyone in this great place, and yeah, we love having you here, bro.
Appreciate that.
And I just appreciate you sharing that, and like that is that's deep. Thank you so much. For Mr. Post, what do you have going on right now?
There's a few different brainstorms, ideas in regards to.
But what are you
professional-
doing?
What am I doing right now? I'm working to become a professor. Yeah, big goal, huge goal.
Would you look at that, ladies and gentlemen? He literally had a whole path, right? And some opposition came. Oh, he stood strong in it, and he stepped up, and now he's actually becoming a professor here at Lynn University.
Come on.
That's the number one goal.
Outstanding.
Of course. But
Lovely.
in regards to personal passion, I mean, end of the day, like, I've brainstormed a few different ideas, but I would definitely love to start a company in some capacity where I partner with like graffiti artists and artists in general, blending digital media and physical media together, and animation. So
Wow.
that would be like, if I were to, I mean, that could be a side hustle, right? But like but at the same time, I'm like, I love education. I love what I've worked for and what I can.
You have so much
do.
skills and passions. I feel like it's for you finding what impacts, what has the biggest impact, because you care for people on a deep level.
I've had a lot of people say, "Oh, go politics, go this route, go that route, go whatever route." I feel like I could create way more change by being in the classroom. Honestly, I feel like education is literally the only way. And like, that could be public speaking, that could be, large lecture, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could be past like the classroom setting, but definitely think everyone's voice matters. I think no one should be targeted or hurt because of their voice. I think every voice really does matter. And I think
I agree wholeheartedly.
I think
that is exactly why I do what I do.
I think there are ways you can, manipulate, your words to misconstrue thoughts and make people, out to be the victim, or there's ways you can manipulate people. But at the same time, like, there's ways you can empower people with your voice too. I think one thing I want my students to work with when I become, when I work in education, and what I, strive for when I was working in high school education, was that you have to continuously, relentlessly drive for your goal. And as long as you just keep telling yourself and you communicate effectively with your surrounding, the people in your immediate surroundings, your goals, they will become reality. It's going to happen.
It's speaking forth.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
If you tell yourself, or you keep thinking in the back of your head that, oh, this won't happen. If you tell yourself, oh, all my friends are shit, all my friends are horrible, I don't like them anymore, if you're just telling yourself that over and over and over and over and over, and that's all you're telling yourself, what's your life going to be?
For a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't understand the power of their thoughts. And also, it's like your words, by your words, you shall be justified, and by your words, you shall be condemned. Life and death comes through the power of the tongue. Pause. But I mean, like, you feel me? Like, it's just like Vito, you really changed the way I thought about that. We got up one morning, I had crashed on the couch. By the way, appreciate you. By the way, Max and V, they be accommodating your boy every now and then, be crashing on the couch, watching Demon Slayer and whatnot. But yeah, and we got up one morning. I was writing, and Andy had came right after, and we were sitting there and we were discussing, and he said, when you speak, you truly do reveal who you are. Because think about the things that they've told us to say, like, good morning. What am I mourning? And then this morning, I woke up and I was writing again, same scenario. And then V turned to me and I said, good, and then I stopped and I said, what am I supposed to say? And he said, Grand Rising. He said, Grand Rising.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I appreciate that. That ties back. Yeah. Not to cut you off, but
I mean, at the end of the day, I think your voice.
And you're an extraordinary artist. Extraordinary.
I love to paint, but I think it's important. I was talking.
I'm surprised that's not the first thing that you said. Like,
because it's a hobby. But at the same time, like, think of it like this: like, some people take their hobby as a profession. Some people take their hobby as their hobby.
Some people play, what's that game called? What is it? Pickleball. Others paint. Others do croquets. Whatever. But
at the end of the day, like, I was talking to our good friend Selma about this, and she's like, Max.
Shout out Selma.
I think
national champion.
Yeah.
We're gonna have you on the podcast soon.
At the end of the day, she was like, the one thing I think that the reason I get along with you, Max, and you get along with me, like, us together so well, is the fact that she is, such a great and talented tennis player, women's tennis player, and I'm an artist, but we both are exercising a specific part of our
backhand
brains.
is phenomenal.
Yes, she's insane. We both are exercising a part of our brain. It may be a different part of we don't know, our brain is so complicated.
Some people call it monkey mind, lower self, like the reptilian brain. It's like the lower faculties, like fight or flight.
Your brain.
Yeah.
We're both exercising parts of it. I'm doing it with painting. She's doing it. You're doing it with fashion. You're doing it with clothing and, content creation, et cetera. Everything that we do. We're exercising parts of our brain that's, I think, what brings the gravity to friendship and camaraderie and embodiment. That's what's happening. Is like, we are really bringing the embodied experiences to each other. And since we're so fully embodied with our mindset, we are able to gravitate to each other and bring and mold ideas, and that's why
the medium is the message.
Yeah.
Embodiment, disembodiment.
Come on.
Formulating your identity and then getting citizenship. Trust me, you guys speak and I listen. By the way, I'm speaking bar for bar, like their class. They talk about it. Shout out Navadushi, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Navadushi. I can't wait to speak to you. I know you're terrific, and I know you share a room with Dr. Cal. Dr. Cal, we're going to have you on the podcast, too.
Shout
you
out
are
Dr. Cal.
Dr. Cal, you're phenomenal. Me, Andy, V, were chatting with her before. She has great energy, fellas, doesn't she?
100%.
She is like,
sure.
yeah, she has the best energy. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I am a professional public speaker. You know, I give sermons, I give speeches, and her class, she didn't give me an A, even though I was like, was by far probably, not to toot my own horn, but I'm very confident and competitive. I was by far the best public speaker in that class, hands down. And she told me, and I was like, Dr. Cal, why did I get an A? And she said, because you came in there and you could have done way better preparation. Wow. And those are people like that push you, you know. And then as the curriculum progressed, you know, I was coming in there writing speeches. I was like, does this work? What do you think? And I was staying after 20 minutes, 30 minutes. That's what, like, when you learn about something that you're truly passionate about and you cultivate who you are by finding what you were created for. Because we all stem from higher places. You know, we're all from like different continents, different regions, but we're all under the kingdom of God. Whether you think that's the source, the infinite intelligence, pure potentiality, you are pure potentiality. I mean, you can do all things. I mean, who you are is only limited by who you think you are. And when, and in turn, what I'm saying through all this is that Dr. Cal embodied what I just said. Dr. Cal made me think differently, which allowed me to execute, allowed me to really be like, okay, I can't go in here with a preconceived notion or premeditated thinking that I can do what I've always done. Like, I need to elevate and to evolve. And she thought it was, and I thought it was sweet. Like, you go in there, Dr. Cal's like, hey, y'all, you know, she from the South. She got that kind of Southern drawl to her. Like, and you think it's sweet, but it's not. She will grade you harsh and she'll tell you, that's lame. She'll be like, that's not tea. She's all hip. She's on TikTok and stuff. But yeah, I digress. But yeah, no. Yeah, definitely. And Max, I see the sky's the limit for you. I mean, I think you're remarkable. And this man might be my professor next year or next semester. I might take this man's class potentially. We don't know. I mean, allegedly, supposedly, we don't know for certain, but we're speaking it forth because, you know, like, I'm definitely going to take his class. And of course, you in the comments are probably going to be like, oh, he's going to get easy. No, Max is going to grade me harsher. No, it's just like the friendship we have, you know, and we're very combative, but in a good way. We challenge each other and
love a good debate.
Much love. Bro, we debate every day, bro. Sometimes I feel like Max was like, I'm literally going to leave. Like yesterday, bro, we were hanging out. He was like, bro, I'm going to leave. You know, and I was like, you know what, bro? Like, you can leave. And then after, he was like, look at this funny video on TikTok. Like, diffuse the whole thing. Like, yeah, no. But, yeah. So, Andy, what do you have going on? You have a lot of exciting stuff going on. Well, one thing in particular.
100%. I mean, just to piggyback off of what he said to begin with, about because I was thinking that he was about to say stuff about painting as well.
Me too.
And I feel like other people, I mean, in particular, like my circle would assume that I talk about DJing. That's something that I picked up, but I just happened to be good at it and picked it up pretty quickly. But I also look at it as something like a hobby rather than something that I look at for work, right? Everyone's like, yo, pick up like a gig, do this, like whatever. I'm like, look, if I start doing that, I feel like I'm gonna lose a love for it. So I'm just gonna stick with just doing it for friends, family, whatever. And then, you know, if it calls for me to go do that, I mean, I'll go do that. But right now I got the Work USA is my clothing brand.
Shout out I got the Work on. USA.
100%. Just to bring it back to P, to bring it back to P again, he was inspiration for that.
P, we're gonna get you on the podcast,
I'm telling you, man, you're gonna need him. Sure. No, you're gonna need him. He's gonna have a lot to say. But yeah, that
we out here vouching for him. Yeah. Big time.
I'm telling you, man, it's the network. But yeah, for sure. He was like the inspiration for it, and I'm kind of just bringing life into it, bringing this thing into fruition. I can't wait to just get this thing going. Right now, I just have a bunch of samples, or not. We'll just have a bunch of sample T-shirts that just came in. So I'm ready to go get them screen printed soon. I just love the whole entire aspect of this, and I feel like I'm getting a whole new side of, you know, not just fashion, just getting like a love for fashion, but understanding just the business side of it. And I mean, I lost a lot of money doing this, and
hey, they print money every day.
Exactly, and it just goes to waste, and you're just like, dang, right? And you kind of just learn this you learn one lesson and then you kind of take it with you another time. And I just feel like the whole entire aspect of just starting a clothing brand is just a bunch of trial and error. But a lot of people don't stick through it. But me personally, I'm gonna stick.
You're
through
forever thugging. Yeah,
and
you're pushing through.
100%. And once you find your groove, you find your groove. Then you just start flowing. Then you just kind of just start going. Like, you know what I mean? And then everything kind of just falls into place by itself. And I feel like I'm not in that mode yet, but I'm definitely gonna get in that mode. And then
A
everything's
calm
gonna work
sea
out.
never helped a skilled sailor.
Yeah,
you know, calm
for
sea.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I like that analogy. And yeah, I mean, what was the other question again?
Oh, just like the question was, what is the project like? What is the project? What is projects that you're doing? Yeah, currently, like where you stand right now.
So, currently, right now, I'm just working on, like I said before, getting samples. I'm not 100% ready for any drops yet. I definitely want to build traction for sure, right? Make sure that our creative direction is 100% intact. Everything on social media in terms of what we post, everything that's essentially just put out there on display for everybody to see needs to be 100% curated. Nothing's gonna be perfect, but I mean, Vito knows, like, I'm a perfectionist with everything, and I feel like with how much of a perfectionist I am, nothing will ever come out, right? So I have to be satisfied with something, right, and then put it out there. Right now, me and the guys we're working on, like, I guess you could say almost like an art exhibit, but it's just to showcase what we have so far.
Shout out.
Use the community that we built for the community and the network that we built here for 4 years, bringing everybody together. We want this to be something that, like, it's not just you're celebrating our project, but I mean, we're all celebrating, like, the
It's
fact that we
us.
all made it
Hive
here.
mindset.
You know
It's
what I mean?
us.
Like,
Yeah.
we're building a community, and that's just one of the most important things when it comes to, like, building a brand, right? Just building that community first. And I feel like
Community
right now,
and culture is fueled through the identity, and when you like create a brand that has so much like expansive nature through
for
it,
sure.
like that's brilliant. I think that's amazing.
yeah, exactly. And everybody got to start somewhere, and this is where we start. You know
We
what I
here.
mean? Like, with the people around us, and it starts with small things, like us, talking about what we have going on for our brands, to us having our exhibit and uplifting Hardly, right, the brand that he's in, uplifting the Work USA, the brand that I'm in, but also uplifting Panache and Omar. Shout out to Omar as well. Both of them curating, using secondhand furniture and just curating, like, a space that you want, right? And I feel like, putting that all together is just,
It's
it's gonna come back tenfold, and we know it. So
of
it's
course it seems very abundant, like, and it's like, if you want to cultivate a real environment that showcases who you are, I would love to go to young men like you, because because you gentlemen set yourself apart just because of the fact of, look, you got you in the clothing, you got you in the style and the fashion aspect, and you have Max in the ambiance and the decor, and then you have P and Omar that are ambiance and decor, and it fuses together.
One thing I want to add, it takes a village. That's it. It takes a village. You hear that, audience? It takes a village. It takes an entire community of people to make a dream come
It doesn't
true.
just take one.
You've got to find
It
a
takes
community
us.
that builds you together.
Yeah, I mean, I used to believe, I used to believe that it takes one, because I essentially, like,
That's the
I
American
essentially,
culture, though. I believe that. I believe it's America.
I
America
mean,
wants
yeah.
us to be individual.
no,
They
like,
don't-
for sure. I mean, yeah, definitely but at the same time, I feel like it's subjective. Like, for me personally, like, with the life that I've lived, it's like sometimes I had to rely on, like, my own beliefs, like, and, like, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, if you're someone that's been, like, doubted consistently, it's like, all right, fine. Like, you can't listen to everybody else around you. You kind of just have to listen to yourself and just trust your gut. And everything that you're going to get, everything that you're going to do is on you and only you only, which is true. But at the same time, if you have something like a clothing brand, like what I got going on, as I, continue doing this, you start to realize that it takes, like, the people around you to believe in you. It takes the people around you to actually, like, push you to like,
That's blessed.
going on to the next step and just like, you know what I mean? Just, I feel like just having a village just builds you, right? And I feel
Actually,
like,
on that point,
and I 100% believe that.
on that point, there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go far, rather if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. You know, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
That's a bar. Write it down.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm.
Community.
I truly believe that because, like, I mean, just look at it. You have, I don't know, so there's this brand called Cortez, and the owner of that brand's name's Clint, right? I mean, this guy is just a creative genius.
Shout out
with
Cortez.
Shout out Clint. Like
One time.
he really knows what he's doing. Like just the way that he's curating content, the way that like the fabric of the clothing, like the way he was just able to build culture around his brand was just amazing. But at the same time, look at the people that he has around him. You got people like artists like Central C and like Skepta. That's like really Dave. I mean, like the list goes on. People that are pushing the brand, and these are people that are
UK
pushing the
thing.
brand from the beginning, right?
I know.
And then you got someone like someone that's also in that circle. His name's Gabriel Moses. Gabriel Moses, I don't know if you guys know, but he's like a cinematographer, videographer, and also a photographer. But this guy is just, he's known for doing
He's
like
nutty.
a whole bunch of work,
Yeah.
and he's really, really, really good at what he does, right? But like he uplifts Clint to do what he's doing. Clint uplifts him to do what he does. Also, a guy like named Slon. He's like a painter, and like the way that he displays his art is just astronomical. Anybody that wants to look up Slon, like he's 100% really good at what he does, and it's just amazing. But the point that I'm trying to make is these guys like together were able to just, I guess you could say, uplift each other and just
Hive
like
mindset.
and even like regardless, because like they're all from different creative spaces. Hear what I said. One guy's like a singer, songwriter, artist, right? You have people that are videographers, cinematographers, and then you have someone that's a painter, and then Clint, someone that's a guy that designs clothes, right? Same with us. We all creatively
Blueprint.
we all creatively just have our own thing. You know what I mean? And I guess you could say like it just, nothing necessarily just comes with a blueprint. Like I feel like sometimes like you just need to come together and just like I said before, like use that village to just uplift everybody. And I feel like everyone will just go far.
But I feel like that's the blueprint, though.
Incremental
Yeah.
change is still change. Incremental change.
Small
is still
steps, long distances.
Leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Small steps, long
Believe
distance. So to wrap up this podcast, I want to ask you guys all one question. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? If you had to make a self-prophecy, like a self-fulfilling prophecy, like a manifestation, like a time log, like you could go back in here and you
Talk to
can see it and you look back on it and be like, wow, I accomplished everything I set out to do. What would that be?
I like that one, brother. It's very deep.
It's a good one.
5 years from now, I see myself.
10, it could be a decade, but I mean,
In 5 years from now, I see myself Paris Fashion Week being invited by a variety of brands. You know, the big names in fashion. Hey V, we want you to come out here for the week, courtesy of us. You know, they're sending me packages and stuff like that to style it for them and stuff like that. Milan Fashion Week, New York, Tokyo. I see myself being global impact for the youth, like really making and putting forth the word that whatever you want to do, you can
watering
do
the
it.
seeds.
Watering the seeds. I do foresee myself having a foundation at that point called the Law Foundation. Love always wins. So promoting love and
Love
just,
always wins.
Yeah, that's something that I see having been established by then, and just basically just nurturing the younger gen, giving back to communities who don't have much, especially coming from the region that I come from.
Yeah.
That's very
When
it's a very
I took
prevalent
my
issue
trip to
here.
Africa, it was shocking.
I see myself in spaces and tables with decision makers, movers and shakers,
Problem solvers.
problem solvers. Whether that be in the fashion world or on a global scale, regarding other issues. I do see myself being in these
These inner circles.
inner circles and stuff like that.
Wow, I promise you that you speaking this forth and speaking with conviction, I promise you it'll come to fruition, and we'll all meet there one day. I
Amen.
promise.
Amen to that, brother.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Post.
I definitely. Okay, so I feel like for my take, I definitely want to work in education for sure,
Okay.
for a little bit at least, and get the job done. But past education, I want to work in some type of community leadership for sure. I consider myself more of a Floridian than I do an American. I grew up. It's so true though. I grew up in the Panhandle of Florida, and
Beautiful, by the way.
a lot of the people up there, you know, we say
Real down to earth.
we
Salt of the earth people, like,
we say
don't
we're some
need
of the,
much.
we're the last true Floridians that were raised without tech, you know, at least with some tech, but not like could be embodied, you know, not fully disembodied. And you know, I think about the kids that grow up in that county, that grew up in my home, and also I think about the kids here that grow up with the problems that they have down here in South Florida, and because Florida's a massive state, to get there is 10 hours,
Indeed,
9
indeed.
hours, and so I think about if I for 5 years from now, I want to be able to impact the communities that I've built and have here, while also being able to do that back home. So I don't know if it's going to be a place where if I'm going to work in legislature or community reform or advocacy. I don't know what that will look like, but I know I do want to create.
But I'm talking like a picture. Like, let's say like you're an artist, you have a canvas, and I know sometimes you get like artist block and like stuff like that. But if you had to paint a canvas, what would that canvas look like?
It would be a Florida that it would be truly Floridian. It would be, and I could live. I don't even have to live here in 5 years, right? I don't see myself living here in 5 years, truthfully. I see myself, traveling and living elsewhere. But if that canvas would be distinctly Floridian, and it would be a picture that allows young people to thrive in this state, families to thrive in this state, and the environment to thrive.
Wow.
That's what I want for this state, and I want
Because
I
it's
want
your
my
home.
I want my yeah, it is my home, and I want my mom's gonna continue to live here. I want her home, this state, to remain beautiful. I want it to remain embodied. I want it to remain cared for. I mean, I grew up during the BP oil spill. I grew up with the largest oil spill ever in history. Largest oil spill in history. I grew up walking out of the Gulf with tar up to my knees, picking dead birds up out of the Gulf and dead fish. Like, do I want the next generation to be doing the same thing I did, picking tar up and having beach cleanups every year? No.
That's scarring. That's deep.
Do I want that? No. Do I want a Florida that's beautiful and prideful? Yes. I think Florida does have a lot of pride. It's a very purple state. I don't really care about the politics of the state, but people are on both party lines. People care about the environment here, just like they do families.
Yeah.
And I think that picture would be a picture that allows families to succeed here.
Yeah. Thank you for like voicing your opinion and not only that, but like encapsulating your vision of a beautiful future for not only yourself, but others as well. And I think that's a big part of it. And definitely like I can say for myself, like, you know how I feel. Like I'm very I don't really ascribe politically to anything, because I feel like it really has turned into corny gimmicks. I love United States presidents, certain presidents that have cultivated what it means to be a leader. People like John F. Kennedy, FDR, our founding fathers, Adams, Washington, people that have studied, Lincoln, people like that who have brought forth that change that you're talking about, that has created an environment and a nation that is something to be proud of. And I'm glad that you share that vision of your forefathers would be proud of you, saying that you want the environment to be better for not only your children, but your children's children's children and generations to come. So thank you for sharing that. Andy.
Yes, sir. I'll just say like, I don't know, like when I'm like 30, right? Like when I'm 30, I see myself being someone that's enjoying the fruits of my success with the people that are around me, with the people I started this whole entire thing with. I wanna to first and foremost, I want to be a philanthropist 100%. Like, I want to give back to the community. I felt like that's probably been my purpose my whole entire life.
Is to give back.
Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000% I want to give back. But I want to be able to like be out there like in the streets, like getting close to people that need it, new sneakers for the kids that need it. You know, going into middle schools and elementary schools and talking about my life and like how I managed to be the person that I said I was going to be and be the person that I want to be, right? And with whatever that is, I don't know. For me personally, if it was, I mean, it's up to me. But like honestly, like if I could really write out my future, like V said, you know, be in the room with influential people, decision makers, people that understand the business more than me. I want to be around people that are better than me. Like I want to be around people that are,
of course, driven.
And if I were to say what kind of space it would be, I'd probably say like in the creative space, right? Whether I'm working in marketing, right, and curating content, or you know this brand is on top of the world, and I'm just traveling, and I'm you know getting denim from Japan and you know reconstructing them and then putting them out and just you know creating anything I essentially want, and just just I guess you could say. I guess you could say being influential, maybe not necessarily in the high fashion space, but in the fashion space. I think that'll be amazing. And then in turn, with that being said, I want to be able to just give back to the community, because
create impact. I feel
like that's just I mean I feel like that's what like life is about. You know what I mean? Because I mean it's cool.
You can't receive to the amount that you give. You
For
give
sure.
your energy and your time, it will be given back. That's why I always say, good things make time. They don't take time.
Yeah, I mean, and it's easy to say that though. It's very easy to say that you want to be a philanthropist and be somebody that wants to like give back. But if you don't start now with like the little that you have,
that's what I'm saying. Your time and your energy, the two valuable things.
Yeah, because like last year, when I lived in Del Rey, every single time there was like a Publix right next door. So like I'd drive to like the Publix, and right before you exit at like the light, there's always like a homeless person right there. I don't know how much money I've probably spent on Chick-fil-A for like the homeless people right there. Like I've gotten Chick-fil-A, I don't know how many times, never talked about it with my friends, never told anybody about it, never communicated with anybody about it. I think I just did that because I'm just like, damn, like I just got myself a bunch of groceries right there. I'm about to go to campus, go to the caf, eat some great food, right? And then
these
homies right here trying
asking.
to get, you see what I'm saying? And it's just like, you don't even have to give them money, but just something as simple as that, and like
a gesture.
Yeah, and that's how like I can tell myself that I know like once I get there, like I'm gonna be that person to like a way bigger scale, like a better scale, and I don't want to do it for accolades. I could care less about being noticed. I mean, if it was really up to me, like I'll have other people in the streets doing it for me. You see what I'm saying?
Course.
But like this is like, you know, like that's what I feel like in my personal world and in my life, I feel like that's just my purpose, and I feel like that's what us as people should do, because you know, having $1 million mansion, having fast cars, you know, it don't really mean nothing if you're not helping other people with it.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wow.
Hearing all of us talk about this stuff, I see it so clearly. I see us moving past the brands, past the identity of our own situation. I could totally see both of these guys, and I could say for myself that we would rather have hidden wealth than be famous. You know? Like, you could still be influential and be under the radar. You understand?
Be influential.
Nah, I look, you want to be on the radar though.
influence.
Personally, I look, you want to be on the radar.
I know.
I'm not saying like on the radar, brother. I feel you.
But I'm just my point is like, I see us being consultants for the world. Right, we'll move past the brands. The brands can come and go as they please. Whatever.
Consultants for the world.
We're gonna be advisors and people,
ambassadors.
That will. We have, I think,
ambassadors
innovators.
For sure.
We are innovators.
Innovators. Yeah. You see, those words are dynamic in work. Those words are very dynamic.
I don't think we'll ever stop working.
Yeah.
I don't think work.
But the work is the work that needs to be done. And how do you work? You work when you create. And I love that. That's the name of your brand.
Don't confuse job with Work.
Work. Oh,
Because work, you know, a lot of people think
jobs don't make careers. People do.
you know what work is? Work is your purpose. But jobs are just something you do to get by.
Fine.
And a lot of people might stay in the job realm forever, but
Of course.
your job should only just be
Well,
a placeholder for you to find your purpose, and then that's when the work begins.
that's wow. That's
You know what I'm
facts.
No, that's
Yo,
tough,
I'm
that's tough, that's
I'm
tough, that's tough.
I'm gonna say this.
I'm
I'm gonna say this.
saying,
The work that I do is to fuel purpose. So when I talk to kids about clarity, career direction, and purpose, the organization that I work with, the DMD Network, at this very moment is actually at Propel, which is a after school program for the youth. And what we do there is that we go there and we coach and we talk to kids about goal setting, how to take their skills and their passion and find social impact and actually create entrepreneurship socially. So that's a business that actually positively affects society and be an agent of change, not a leader. There's a difference. When you're a leader, you know, you lead by example, you speak, but when you're an agent of change, you touch things and they get better. Whatever you have a hand in, it becomes fruitful. It becomes abundant. And so with everything that you guys are saying, to cap it all off, to put the cherry on top, what I see in 5 years, 10 years, whatever the case may be, is us all sitting down and having this discussion and looking back at what was and seeing what came to fruition.
Amen.
And what materialized, because I know for certain, you know, I'm gonna catch Andy, you know, in Japan getting that denim while I'm giving a speech to Japan and talking to the youth there about how to live with intention and how to be an agent of change and how to become and learn and grow into the individual that they were always there to be, and not looking at the obstacle but seeing the opportunity that lies in their intuition, their inner guidance, not what they've been told but what they tell themselves, and reframing that conversation to change the culture that's there. And Max, I definitely see us, you know, helping like the oil spill, you know, picking up those ducks, taking that soap and really like getting down in the dirt and doing the work. And we won't even have to do that because the mountains that will have to move, you know. They say, the Bible says the faith the size of a mustard seed could tell that mountain to fall into the ocean, and it will. So these problems that we're seeing, if we put our faith forth, they will fall and there will be triumph and we will grow. And I definitely see Paris weekend, you know, I'm in France, you know, talking, giving a big seminar, you know, selling out, you know, the stadium there, the football stadium.
One time.
Yes, there. And then me and V catching coffee, being like, yo, you know, like, look at where we've come. And I see us all coming together and having just
Enjoying the fruits of our labor.
not even impacting greatly and influencing the next generation to give back, because that's truly all that matters, is the books that you write, the legacy you leave, the children that you raise. And that doesn't distinguish from blood, skin color, or anything. Your family are the people that you share sentiments of love and triumph with, that pick you up when you fall. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning in to the Life is Weird podcast, episode 2. I'm so glad to be down here in, you know, South Florida, giving to you guys live from the 3rd floor of the University Center, of the library, not the University Center, but spend a lot of time in the University Center. You know, shout out to Lynn University for cultivating, you know, a great atmosphere for us to even know each other and to know beyond who we are, but who we will become. So thank you all for tuning in, and so long and salutations.
Yeah,